Hey guys, it's Adam. I want to take a moment and personally thank you for listening to our shows, for downloading our shows, and for sharing them with your friends. With your guys' support, we just moved the Twisted 10 into the threshold of the top 100 comedy shows in iTunes. It made it to number 99, granted, just barely crept in there. However, that's still monumental for us. Out of the tens of thousands of podcasts that are out there, that's one of the most difficult categories to breach into. Thank you very, very much for helping us to get there. If you haven't already done so, please go give us a 5-star rating and give us a review, a short little 1-line, 2-line review, letting us know that you enjoy the show. iTunes reviews are like podcast currency. It legitifies the show, it allows us to get better guests, and it allows our sponsors to really see that we're reaching the listeners that are out there. If you haven't done so yet, please go do it. We would greatly appreciate it. We've got a ton on the horizon from Dichotomy Media, a lot more on our YouTube channel, more Get Out Penny cartoons, all sorts of stuff. So please help us by giving us that 5-star rating and a little review. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You're listening to the Twisted 10, bringing you original and unique, host-created top 10 lists, recorded live in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida, with hosts Tach Van Sickle and Adam Poston.
All right, welcome to another episode of The Twisted 10. I am Adam.
Woot woot.
I am actually not one of your hosts this week.
I am Tach, and I'm also not a host this week.
And I'm Andrea Joy, and tonight's top 10 list is not brought to you by me.
Oh, you see what she did
I
there?
don't see anybody on Skype.
Nobody's on Skype, but sitting in front of the Skype, well, we'll get to you in a second. We have Marilyn joining us on Twisted 10. Did you join us
You're
on
not
the last
even going to
Twisted
let
10?
her say her name?
Well, yeah, I'll let her say her name. Did you join us on the last one? I can't remember.
Did.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you were joining us for that one as well. So joining us again on the Twisted 10 is our very, very special guest that also hooked us up with a contact for our Dan Cummins episode of Living Podcariously from Wagon Wheel Pizza. Thank you so much, Wagon Wheel Pizza, for catering that entire event.
Indeed.
Miss Marilyn Costa.
Yeah, hi.
Thank
And
you
you
for coming
didn't
back
let
up.
her say her name again.
Why didn't I have to build into it?
He pointed to her and she missed her cue, so that's
I
what
was
she
going
gets.
to go for it, but I think
I gestured.
She was waiting for you to take a breath.
It's a rookie mistake. We'll work it out of her.
And he thinks I interrupt is just because he doesn't give you a chance. He just keeps talking.
That's regular life, though, baby. That's what that's called.
So outside of this domestic
we go.
domestic dispute, I am Jay Alvarez, and guess what, fuckers? I'm hosting tonight.
In house.
Oh, it's been so long since I've done one of these. I
Right?
forgot how much work they are. That's all right. Thankfully, we have our special little rookie intern, and she actually assisted me with this.
Oh,
Also,
nice.
before we even get into anything, I have to give a huge shout out to a listener from Los Angeles, Anthony John Eccleston.
Nice.
He is the one who suggested this list. He wrote into us on our Facebook page on the Twisted 10. Thank you so much, Anthony, for writing out to us. We appreciate the
Nice.
fact that you listen to the show. Show this to your friends in LA. I need a couple of couches to crash on out there. And yeah, man, thanks so much for the idea for this list. So I just wanted to make sure we gave him a quick shout out.
Anthony, thank you, buddy.
Did reach out to him. He might be available because of the time difference. I wanted him to be on this so he could help me host it. But we may have him do a little cameo appearance on a future show.
Nice.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Cool.
Just as a special shout out and thank you to him.
Anthony, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it.
Nice.
So aside from that, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but my nipples are still rock hard from Dan Cummins.
God.
It's like,
Marilyn, don't speak.
yeah,
Sorry.
Marilyn can cut glass right now. Like she's fucking there.
Yeah,
She's trying to play it cool, but I mean, it's all right. You'll get there. You'll.
We already had
eventually-
to drag her out of the car.
Yeah, I mean,
She was driving off.
she's already had to change her underwear twice. I mean,
It was
it's
like one of
wait,
those
she's-
puppies in the movie that's chasing the car as
yeah.
it leaves.
We had to pull her out. We had to pull her out of the trunk of his car.
Jay, let's be honest. Dan Cummins was here. She's not wearing underwear. It's Dan Cummins.
How did
Come on.
you know?
That explains all the marks on the office chair. Got it.
Oh my.
By the way, for the listeners who don't really listen to our other show, Living Podcariously is very similar to this with a cast-wise, but it's a little bit more crass, a little bit more raw. It's a men's perspective.
Unless I'm hosting, then it's just as crass and as raw.
However, we very special guest came in today into studio with us on that show, and that was Dan Cummins. He's hosted an episode of Twisted 10 in the past. But yeah, that was a blast. So that's what we're referring to is having him come in studio with us and sit down with us for the entire episode, answer some Gyri questions with us. Dude, it was a blast.
Yeah,
and
it
we
was.
took some pictures and a cool promo video. And yeah, Dan, if you listen to this one as well, thank you so much for coming in here. And big shout out to the BDM community, Tom and Dan. We would not have ever got Dan Cummins in here if you not had given us your thumbs up for reaching out to him through the BDM community. So thank you very, very much for hooking us up and getting us that awesome episode.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
Thank you for including me in that as well. Also.
I don't think I would have had a choice. If you knew Dan Cummins was going to be in
I feel
Brevard
like she
County-
would have been that creeper outside of the tree in the
Right?
binoculars.
Just like knock on your
Like she
sliding
would
glass
have
door.
she would have fallen out of the tree in front of the car like Marty McFly. You know what I mean? Damn it, Lorraine! Another one of these kids fell out of the tree.
she would have been in the backyard, like looking through the back window.
I was good though. I was good.
Yeah, you were
Sure, up
good.
to the mic.
Yeah, you were rookie mistake. You got to make sure you're into the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you did fantastic. Your questions for Dan were good. You didn't seem nervous. You handled it very well. So good on you.
Good job.
I was
Well
nervous
done.
as fuck though.
Give her a round of applause, guys. She held her own.
Little golf clap. And thank you for hooking us up with the pizza and the pastas
Yes,
and the
that's
Italian.
I'll clap that one.
Yeah, if anybody knows where to get pizza, it's me.
Yeah, Wagon Wheel
good.
Pizza down in Melbourne. By the way, thanks to them, Tack will be able to eat for the next 2 nights. So
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you for that.
yes, and you guys will be happy to know, Wagon Wheel, if you want any of it back, that salad is absolutely untouched.
That's not true. I ate a couple of pieces of the feta that was on top.
no,
never mind.
That salad is about to get. Actually, I think Jennifer took some of that, didn't she? Computer from Burn It Down.
Did she bring her own Tupperware? I haven't been
Make
here
sure you put
to
it in
do
her hand.
dishes, so I
She
know
just
there
walks
isn't
out.
any.
She's walking out with a
Everything
mouthful of
that
lettuce.
had leftovers
Did you want
in
some
the fridge.
dressing? Hold on, oh, chance.
Just open your mouth.
Oh, chance.
No, I think she did the 2-plate cover with it and walked out
Okay.
the door.
I was like, everything that was in the fridge when I left is still there waiting
Just
for me.
put it in like
So
a backpack.
That's all the Tupperware.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
So Andrew just got back from Italy.
Yes.
Buongiorno, bella donna.
That's not
Que
what happened.
bella.
That was fun.
Mario.
Now I'm tired.
It's more like a bunch of Italian guys going sucky sucky. That's basically.
I don't know if that's right.
Is that why my mouth hurts?
I was wondering how you were going to pay for those airline tickets all the way back and forth since you didn't pre-buy them ahead of time.
And the hotel rooms.
yeah, no
Or
kidding.
just finding one.
See, what we didn't tell her, and I'm happy to see that it helped your trip, is that the absinthe over there actually makes you hallucinate. So it's nice to know you didn't know that. And it seems like you had a pretty easy time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the
drank
drink
absinthe?
that they gave us. Those guys that kidnapped us gave Jeremy and I this drink, and Brenda wouldn't take it. And we were like, what's going on?
What color was it?
Lemon colored, like lemonade colored?
Oh, limoncello?
Kind of. No, it didn't taste like that because we
It
bought
was
some
like
of that.
vodka
It was like
Collins
cloudy.
or something?
No, it was
Oh.
in a big water
No,
bottle.
we call that
It was
like
in a water bottle?
No, it's
If
not that
something
it,
is
Is that a
cloudy,
milk
you shouldn't
jug?
drink.
yeah, it was cloudy because the roofie didn't disintegrate all the
we
way.
call that the Cosby special in
Yeah.
the States.
Oh, sure. Now you guys say
I
that.
forgot about that
I would-
part. I forgot about that.
Oh, it
Yeah.
I
puts
guess
it in
that
its
was the
mouth and it
point,
takes it
was
all
to
the
make
way.
you forget.
Andrea had a great
Aw.
perspective on that, though. If she does get kidnapped, then it's free sex and free drugs for life.
She did.
That's very
I just,
optimistic.
I do
Every
love the
cloud
fact
is
that
silver
you.
lining.
I do love the fact that we brought it up again. You specifically warned her against that, and it almost actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Careful
it's,
what you
it's a real thing.
warn against, I guess.
All right.
But
All right.
So now we've got the introductions out, and everybody's back. It's good to have the whole family plus one again.
Yeah.
So I wasn't here last week, so this is nice. It's not
It's
a
nice,
train
small,
wreck.
intimate. It's
silly.
not just
I like it.
us.
So for those of you that are new to the Twisted 10, the Twisted 10 is where one of the hosts will take charge for a week, or we'll have guests Skype in, come in the studio, and they will present a unique top 10 list of something. Some oddity, some fact, anything you can think of a top 10. We're going to bring it in. We're going to dissect it. We're going to write it down on a piece of paper. We're going to split it up, chew on it for a little while, spit it back out, and then we're going to go into our thoughts about it.
Love
T-Tac,
it.
that's how you fucking
That's
do
how
it.
you do it. That's it right there. You forgot to do the control subjects first.
We're not worried about the control subjects. They don't know that they're control subjects.
Okay.
That's how an experiment works.
Right.
Yeah.
speaking of cloud,
How do
and
you
drink,
work for SpaceX and not understand the scientific
Wow.
method?
I'm in security.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we don't have to be the brightest ones. You can't go
But you know
past
what? You know
here.
what, Tach? You're a bright star.
Thanks.
So you don't get big machine guns like they have in Italy.
No, we don't. We're
Have you
on our
have you
wait,
seen the people
security.
that work security in this country?
Is
We
that-
don't want them with machine
is that
guns.
is that a euphemism for something?
No, they were everywhere.
I saw these guys machine guns in Italy, Tack.
They were huge.
They
Oh,
were hard
yeah.
too.
I know where they got the phrase "cock diesel." All right. So as I am the host this week, again, this list is brought to you by Anthony John Eggleston from Los Angeles. Thanks again. We are doing the top 10 movies based on true stories that are lying to you.
Oh, this is interesting.
It's a twist inside a twist.
But aren't
yeah.
all movies lying to you?
Well,
No.
well, when you hear that a movie is based on a true story,
Yeah.
you're expecting it to actually, even if it's a dramatized version of it, you're
Yeah.
expecting it's at least going to be mostly true. Like Inglourious Bastards, I like to use as an example. It's based on World War II. Hitler is a real person. The United States were there. It actually happened in France.
Yeah.
But at no point do they ever claim to be based on a true story because that's not actually anything that happened. It's
Right.
just loosely based on an event that happened.
Yes.
So these are movies that actually were marketed as movies that were based on a true story and absolutely did not tell the story they were based on. Or they might just be completely made the fuck up.
Like Lifetime movies?
I'm
Yeah,
familiar.
basically.
I do have an
Love
idea
this.
of one of mine. I'm not going to say it because it might be on your list.
It might be. So we'll make that.
Okay.
We'll leave that for
I'll-
an honorable
if
mention.
you don't, yeah.
All right.
Gotcha.
So we're going to get going with this one. A couple of favorites on here, a couple of surprises. Some people might not even know we're based on true stories. So
Okay.
I do have to give a shout out to Marilyn for helping me put this list together. She is fulfilling that intern application process quite well. We'll see how that works out at the end. But let's get heavy into this.
All right. I'm excited. Let's do this.
Let's begin the shenaniganery with number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10 is Fargo.
Fargo.
Oh.
Fargo, yes, sir. Fargo was released in 1996, directed by the Coen
That's
brothers.
real.
I love the Coen brothers.
Yeah, it was. So the movie opens with a title card that reads, "This is a true story. The events depicted in this film took place in Minnesota in 1987. At the request of the survivors, the names have been changed." The movie's totally made up.
Oh,
Not a single ounce of truth at all in that movie. The Coen brothers marketed it as a true story because some of the points in the movie are so outlandish. They figured that if they marketed it as based on a true story, people would question it less and be more willing to accept that, okay, this actually happened. Sure.
but
Okay.
Margie was still pregnant, though, right?
Sure.
Okay, so they changed the names at the request of fake people.
Yeah, no, the whole thing's fabricated. Yeah.
That's insane.
They just didn't want somebody to go out and look up the names of these people and
Oh,
find out
'cause
that
they
they were
wouldn't
both
find
crap.
it.
Exactly.
Is that almost like the beginning of Star Wars saying based on a true story? Everything's fiction anyway. Or
Star Wars has
Star
never
Wars
claimed
never
to be...
said true.
No, I understand that, but is that a comparison? Like in Fargo,
it
they
did-
put it's based on a true story, but it's really not. That's the same thing as Star Wars. They could say based on a true
Yeah,
story.
anybody can
but it
say they're
doesn't
based
matter.
on a true story. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Some of the movies on this
okay.
list, some of them just don't stick to the story they're based on. Some of them are just totally made up.
That's crazy.
So Fargo is absolute fiction. And like I said, they figured the audience, if they told the audience it was real, they'd be less likely to question the more outlandish events in the movies. And what it is actually is a bit of a hodgepodge of real crimes that took place in North Dakota. They just kind of took like, oh, we heard about this murder, and they just kind of threw that murder in there. But
Oh, shit.
you know, none of the names, none of the circumstances, they didn't actually
that's
research
the
it.
based on a true story portion, I guess.
Yeah, that's what kind of made
So-
them think maybe we can get by with this.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right, so that's number 10. Brings us down to number 9.
Number 9.
Nueve.
Ocho.
The number 9 is
Ray burrito.
it's mine. Don't
Did
ever
you
fucking
know
forget
that?
No.
Last week, Ray
Yeah, and
Burrito
everything
sat
was
in for-
Ocho.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was Ocho.
Everything was Ocho. So The Pursuit of Happiness, spelled with a Y because editors don't know how
Right.
to spell.
What is the purpose of it spelled with a Y, by the way?
It's
saw the movie once.
It's some plot point in the movie where like the daycare spelled it wrong on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all
I saw
it
it
is.
once. I don't remember much about it, though.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
You're about to.
Pursuit of Happiness, directed by Gabriel Muccino, or Gabrielle Muccino, released in 2006, stars Will Smith, who slept on a public bathroom floor, then solved a Rubik's Cube really fast and got a job on Wall Street that allowed him to provide for his son. Because when you're in a jam, a quick Rubik's Cube time is what will save you and pull you out of it, as we all know. This movie was based on an actual person who kind of had a rags to riches story. But in real life, Mr. Gardner, who the movie was based on, was actually a little bit of a horrible human being. The big thing in the movie is Will Smith's relationship with his son. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing it. Well, Will Gardner wasn't exactly that. Not Will Gardner. I'm sorry. Mr. Gardner wasn't exactly that good. He actually, his son was born of his mistress and not his wife.
Okay.
His wife was actually had reported him to the police several times for beating her.
Oh, nice.
And the child, not only was he not that close to his son, or not only was his son not his wife's, he was largely absent for most of his son's upbringing. Had nothing to do. And the Rubik's Cube, the most important point of that movie, totally made up.
Really?
Yep, he could not do a Rubik's Cube to save his life.
You know, both of these movies, Tech, I haven't seen yet.
What? The fun fact about that movie, I don't know if you were going to say it, is Will Smith actually learned how to do the Rubik's Cube that fast.
Yeah, for no reason. That was just him.
He just
wanting
wanted to
do
learn
something because it had nothing to do with the actual life of the person.
After the movie, he would go out promoting. He would actually do the Rubik's Cube and shit on talk shows and stuff.
Have you seen those kids that you can like blindfold them and then mix it up however you want and then set it on the table and they basically they take the blindfold off, they look at it they get like 5 or 10 seconds, look at it, and they hit a button and it starts their timer and they do it. It's like 10 seconds. They're done with the fucking Rubik's Cube.
I had a client's daughter and she came in and I did her. She's real quiet, didn't really say anything. Mom gave her that thing and she did it, then like mixed it up, redid it, gave it to her. She mixed it up and did it like she did it just with me blow drying her hair probably 10 times.
Holy shit.
I was just like, and her fingers were fast, like.
Yeah.
And she had only been doing it for about 3 years, she said.
It's crazy.
Yeah, see? And that's...
So I should have told her to go to Wall Street.
It's a neat... it's apparently, it's a neat thing to do at a hair parlor, but it will not get you that job at Goldman Sachs.
I wonder how many people have walked in and been like, look, I can do a Rubik's Cube. And they're like, get out.
Yeah. Call security. We got another one.
Yeah.
I just hope Babe isn't on this list.
Babe?
With the talking pig.
No, but Charlotte's Web might be. I know. Before we go into that, Tech, you did bring, Adam, you did bring up a good point. Heavy spoilers ahead for anyone that hasn't watched any of these movies.
That's a good point.
Right, like total spoilers are going to be had. Like most of these movies, nothing's brand new. So chances are, if you haven't seen them by now, you're not fucking going to.
Right.
But yeah, huge spoilers for any of these movies. If you hear me say a title, just like pause it or just listen to it. Fuck it. It's going to get spoiled. Also, I do have to give a shout out to Looper and What Culture and Quora for sourcing all of this shit. So that said,
Looper. It's my favorite flavor of vape.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Ojo.
There it is.
I'm stealing it.
Number 8 is a 2003 film directed by Chris Kentis called Open Water.
Is it the shark
Oh,
one?
I love that one.
That's what the chick on the buoy in the water?
No, it's
No,
the couple that go on vacation.
That was The Shallows.
Is that the one the whole movie shot out in the water?
Yeah. And they go
haven't
scuba
seen it,
diving
but,
and then get
yeah.
left behind.
Yeah, they go scuba diving and get left behind, and they're like stalked by sharks and eventually meet their demise.
It said it's true.
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
The whole movie was shot with them like in
the water. Yeah,
like
it was shot
neck up in the water.
Sometimes
right?
their legs.
Okay. I know
I
what
got
movie
you,
you're
but
talking
that's got to be an editor's fucking nightmare, and an editor's fucking the work. That's got to be the most boring film to edit.
Editor or film?
Was
The editor.
Okay.
Trust
It'd
me, I
still
do
be
tons of
good.
it. I know, but it's
I mean,
the
it's a
same
Western.
shot over and over and over
Boring.
again. There's nothing changing, and it's hard to match up shit. Sorry, go ahead.
How's that for a first world problem, folks? Kids in Africa died today because they didn't get any water, but Tax bitching about a movie that was filmed in the water. Well, going back to the movie here, again, called Open Water. The movie is about two people that were left behind after a scuba diving trip. And that's where everything that's true stops.
Okay.
So it didn't take place in the water?
That's it. The only thing after that that's true is the fact that in the course of human history, human beings have in fact been eaten by sharks. That has actually happened.
It
before.
was based on.
So
true
it's based
stories.
on things that have happened. Yes.
Okay.
The only indication that these people that were left behind may have been eaten by sharks is that they found their camera in the stomach of a shark, but no body parts though.
So
Maybe
they don't
they
know
just-
what happened to the people?
Nobody knows what happened to them. I mean, chances are they could have been eaten by sharks. Sure, it's a possibility.
Or sharks just eat video cameras.
Yeah, I mean, well, sharks will eat anything. They found license plates in the stomachs of sharks before.
Maybe
Yeah,
they didn't want to be filmed.
could be. Maybe is a Zsa Zsa Gabor of great white sharks. Please, no pictures.
Your damn camera.
They could have drowned before they were eaten by sharks, so they didn't exactly die by being eaten.
Point two, they made a sequel to this movie.
Yeah, they made a sequel. How do you make a
I
sequel
was
based
gonna
on a
say,
true
what would
story
the
of people
sequel
that died?
be?
More
Yeah.
people getting eaten by sharks.
Is
Yeah.
it like just the first movie again?
It's basically like the sequel of Jaws. Hey,
there's a baby
remember that,
and a yacht.
Remember that shark that ate everyone last summer? Hey, how about we don't go back into the water if we see it again?
That was my mom.
Yeah.
But this time it's extra people, and they're all on a yacht, and then they all end up in the water going swimming.
Oh, have
Can't
you-
get back on, and there's a baby crying inside. And
You
it's
guys just
stuck
wrote
inside.
a movie.
This just
It's
got
already
dark. That's a
happened.
Hitchcock movie.
Is there,
Jesus.
it is a movie.
Oh, wait,
Wait,
is
is
that
that the
it?
plot?
That's part 2.
Oh, that's part 2?
Isn't it?
Oh,
seen it?
shit.
Yeah.
Somebody actually
She's so
saw
full.
it.
You're
No, I'm not.
goading
That
us
movie
right
was
now.
that movie was so bad we didn't even jump to the fact. Oh, you saw it? We thought she was making it up.
I know. I
That's
thought that
how
she was
bad
making up a
it is.
plot.
I did too.
Well, one of my favorite actors is in that movie, but I just don't think I could watch it.
Dan Cummins is in that movie.
Anthony Perkins is in that movie?
Kenny Loggins is in that movie.
You guys.
Are you teaching guys do?
Too easy.
I'm so tired. I couldn't even think of it. If I wanted, I was gonna say Richard Simmons.
Now, I would
Simmons
watch
is
a
in it?
movie with
Anymore.
Richard Simmons in the ocean.
The guy's name is Richard Spade Jr. So it's
See,
close.
I was the closest.
you were the
She's
closest.
Close.
one, yeah.
Just
You win.
jet lag
Who would have
brain.
thought? I also would have been just as close if I would have said David Spade. Ugh.
Ooh, that would be an
Ooh,
interesting.
a Richard
movie.
Simmons David Spade movie. I would go see that. in the
Just
theater.
because you want
Buddy
to watch both of them.
called Open Water 3.
Just because you want to watch both of them die. Like that's the only reason.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh,
So yeah,
that's
back to
not
Open
nice.
Water. The big beef is that the main plot line is that these people were stalked and eaten by sharks, and that's the only part of the movie that isn't actually true.
So the whole part of the movie.
So
Yeah,
they
the
did
whole
get
point of the
someone
movie.
The whole
did get
plot.
lost or left.
They did actually get left behind on a scuba diving trip. That's it.
They found him though.
No,
They swam back.
no,
They never found him.
nobody knows what happened.
Well, isn't it a fair
For all we-
assumption
for-
then
They
that
got eaten by
they
sharks.
were
It
eaten by
It could
sharks?
be a fair assumption that they just drowned at sea.
Or was
And then
Christopher Walken involved?
Aliens. They were abducted.
What's
Could have been.
Hey,
they
Tack.
could have been abducted by aliens. We don't fucking know.
Hey, Tack.
Right,
What
yeah.
what's
That
the
could be a
opposite?
whole new movie.
What's the opposite of Christopher Walken?
What?
Christopher
Dad joke?
Reeve.
Christopher Reeve will not stand for this.
Oh, that's not
Dad joke of the day. I'll be here all week.
That's
Hi,
not a dad
I'm
joke.
Dad. These are my jokes. All right, so we're getting off of this. We're going to number 7.
Number 7.
7.
Siete. Sorry, it took me a
It
minute.
sounded like you were starting to sing "Pretty Fly" for a white guy.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
All right, so
to me, baby.
Sorry.
number 7 released 2012. Flight, starring Denzel Washington.
Light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good movie. I liked
directed
it.
oddly by Robert Zemeckis.
I have to look every one of
I
these
didn't know
up.
that.
Robert Zemeckis
Back
of
to the
Back to
Future.
the Future. Yeah,
Yeah.
directed Flight. Who knew? He's apparently directed a crap ton of movies that no one would expect
Was
from
that the
Zemeckis.
pilot?
He did
About
Roger
the
Rabbit?
pilot?
About the pilot,
They
yeah.
got-
So the plot of the movie is Denzel Washington is a pilot with a drinking problem.
Right.
He's
Just
drunk.
what you want in a pilot.
Well, I mean, that's most pilots anyway. I don't trust sober pilots at this point. Oh, you must be new. Nope. You don't have a drinking problem
I
yet? You haven't been
loved
doing this
that
long.
movie. That was such a good movie.
So so Flight. Denzel is a pilot who is a little inebriated. He only has the one drink on screen. We don't know how much he had drank before that. Just to be fair to his character, I guess.
I think it was the night before he drank.
Yeah, he's like hungover. He
Yeah.
had a little breath of the dog. He's in the cockpit. They have some plane problems, and he realizes the only way to save the flight, save everyone on the plane, is to turn the plane upside down before crashing. He's able to stabilize the plane and kind of level out the landing, and miraculously, only 6 lives are lost,
Yeah.
Or it
based
could've
on a
been
true
everyone.
story.
Yes.
Because you all heard about that on the news. About the plane crash
True.
that no one
It's
died
not,
and where
it's not like
the guy.
the latest Tom Hanks vehicle. I can't
Yeah,
remember the name
Sully.
of it.
Sully.
Sully, yeah.
Where
we heard about that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna spoil
you
nothing,
remember
but-
hearing about that one, right?
Yeah.
This one you would think would have been on the news at least once, right?
In the trailers.
Yeah, well, let me tell you why it wasn't on the news. Because, I mean, this movie was phenomenal, and the plane landed. Miraculously, everyone survived because,
Yeah.
obviously, Denzel.
Because Denzel. Yeah.
John
good
Goodman was
pilot.
in that movie too.
Yeah, he was. He was his coke dealer.
Oh, that's right.
So
Hello, John Goodman.
the reason you never heard about it on the news is because the real life incident.
Yeah.
This was actually inspired by a 2000 crash of Alaskan Airlines Flight 261. The pilot tried to fly the plane upside down. He failed, and the plane crashed, killing everyone on board.
Oh, I did not mean to laugh at
Was
that.
he an alcoholic?
No one knows because he's
pilot?
dead.
See, I feel like that's pretty fucked up because so many people died, and then to like be like,
Make a
no, they didn't.
They basically, the movie, what they did was give the victims of the families or the families of the victims of that crash a false reality to
Yeah,
live
exactly.
in. They're currently constantly outside of Denzel Washington's home throwing liquor bottles and tomatoes at him because he killed their baby.
It sounds like the setup for Lost.
Yep, basically that's what it is. Denzel
I was
Washington
going
is a
right
smoke
into
monster.
Lost in my head.
I love Lost.
Lost is such a good
So
series.
good.
Yeah.
I'm ready to watch it again.
You want to start it again?
Yeah, I already started. I'm like on 3
Oh.
episodes.
I can't make
just
it past
watched-
season
I'll
2.
start it again.
Dude, it's so
I couldn't
good.
make
No,
it
I
past
can't
the
do
pilot
it.
episode.
Are you
I
kidding?
love it. It's so
I was
good.
lost. Literally.
No,
I
like,
was.
it got to the
Tach,
point-
You'll love it. if
How are you
just
lost in the
watch
first
it.
episode? Literally everything that happens has been explained to you.
I don't think I was all the way there when I.
My-
I
You'll
haven't
love
given
it.
up. I'll try again.
Do it again. You'll love it once you get to know all the characters.
My
It's definitely
family and I,
something
this like a couple months ago, because my parents
Yeah.
had already seen it, but they wanted me to watch it.
Oh wait, does she have talking privileges yet? Okay, go on. I just wanted to make. I wasn't here last week. I wasn't
her.
sure how far we made it.
So anyway, we decided to binge Lost, and it got to the point where literally like we were watching like 12, 13 episodes a day, like calling into work and
Jesus.
shit, and ordering pizza, just sitting all day getting lost, and it was the best time I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, Lost is a good series. I started Supernatural because Andrea had already seen that.
Hold on, she's gonna start leaving more snail
Jesus.
trails here.
Well, it's good. Look,
It's a good show.
I'm kind of digging those two guys. I'm just saying.
They're hot.
They're good looking dudes. But man, they go around fucking girls all over the place in that show. Like every city they're at.
What it is, what you don't know is that they are the crown princes of Zamunda, and they've come to America to sow their royal seed.
The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Probably.
Whose
Yeah.
job is that?
They're some pretty
That's the
pretty good men.
Did you saw that movie? Did you saw Coming to America?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was gonna
That was
say,
one of the
whoa.
handmaidens.
I was
Get it?
like, did
Hand-
they do that in the Supernatural
She's
also?
like,
Oh, no,
whoa,
no,
that
no.
must be a behind the scenes blooper reel. I didn't see that episode.
But Adam, you got to keep up with that show. It's a great show.
I'm on season 3, episode 2, or something like that.
12 was a little forgettable. Was not a great season, but
Season 12. There's 12 seasons.
yeah, they just finished 12. They're starting 13. And,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Which brings us down to number 6.
Number 6.
six.
Number 6 is actually a classic movie,
Yeah?
classic in the horror genre, released in 1974 and
Amityville Horror?
directed by Tobe Hooper. Anybody want to take a guess?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Bing, 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 bing.
Nice. Oh, that's right. I have
Texas-
heard that's
so-
based on a true story.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre opens with a title card that said, "The film you are about to see is true."
In fact, people drive to the house to see the house where
Yeah.
it was filmed.
Yeah, the house where it was filmed, as opposed to the house where
It obviously didn't occur.
it actually had. Yeah, because there is no house that actually happened at.
Really?
Because you think you'd have heard about a bunch of teenagers getting murdered by a chainsaw again in the news
That's happened
at some point.
somewhere.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. You
nuts.
know where you heard about that from? Scarface.
That one's not as far out of the realm of possibility of actually happening, and maybe that would have been a news story I missed that was 10, 20 years ago, whenever it was. However, a plane
40
flying
years
upside
ago.
down and
Because
saving
you think
everybody.
a story like that would only be on the news once.
Yeah, well, I guess that's
That's not going to make national headlines. That's not going to be on your
Valid.
Twitter or Facebook feed.
Well, this is back in the 70s where, like, nowadays we have like anniversaries to events that are just like
that little Jewish kid from New York went missing. Was it Pat's Cats, something like that? And everybody, it was a national story. The little girl fell down the well, and it was a national
I
story.
remember
Oh, you talking about that one? Yeah, little
baby
baby
Jessica.
Jessica.
Oh,
yeah.
Jessica.
Yeah, you see, you remember that. You don't remember
Yeah.
about these teenagers that got murdered by a chainsaw, do you?
That's because
Nope.
I wasn't born
No, you
yet.
didn't.
Yeah, we weren't alive.
Well, to be fair, that's also the media's fault because for every cute little white girl that goes missing that becomes super publicized,
There they go.
there's 20
There they
kids
go.
that aren't, the stereotypical little blonde, blue-eyed girl that goes missing.
Yeah, that you don't hear about
Right,
because you're
that's what I'm
hearing
saying.
about the blonde hair, blue eyed girl.
That's right.
That you didn't hear about being murdered by a chainsaw.
Oh.
Yeah, again,
Well,
you're just proving
okay.
my point.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
You had to bring race
let's
into
call
it.
Let's call it what it is. And I don't mean to sound racist, but these kids weren't minorities. These were all white kids. You would have heard about this on the news for a while.
And let's
you know
also
what?
face
Fair.
it never happened.
And also, it never happens, which is why you've never heard of it. Now, it was loosely based on Ed Gein.
It was just
Very
Ed Gein.
loosely- Ed Gein. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Ed Gein.
I didn't know that.
It was very loosely based.
That's,
why
what
when you
Psycho's about.
well,
I know.
she had mentioned Psycho, and I said no because
Yeah.
I already had this one. But yeah, it's very
love
loosely
Psycho.
based on Ed Gein,
From Jimmy.
but that's it. That's it. What was it? The reason that the director sold it as a movie based on a true story is because he wanted to make money. He rolled the dice Bet on the stupidity of gullible people, and a movie that he made on a $300,000 budget went on to make $30 million.
Wow. How much was the budget?
300,000. 300,000 made $30 million.
He wasn't exactly using red cameras at that point. Then I'm like,
Not back then, no.
you got to give it up for Mr. Hooper, the director for banking on that.
Sesame Street. Remember Mr. Hooper?
Yeah.
Remember Mr. Hooper?
Yeah, Mr. Hooper directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's who's raising your kids, America.
We're joking, right? It's not the same guy?
It's not the same.
Okay. I was like, whoa, is that really the same guy?
So that's 10 through 6.
nice. This is an awesome list.
I'm excited. That was good.
Yeah, that's a good list. I've seen one of the first 5. Let's put it that way. I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have not seen any of the
Well,
others.
now
This
you
is
know
why-
if you do watch them, you have no reason to think that they're actually true.
Well, no. I would want to watch
They're
them
more
to see them.
fun thinking they're true, though, actually, especially open water and stuff. I don't think that would be interesting at all.
The whole thing, when I go see a movie that's based on a true story, when I see that when I walk in, like, based on a true story, the first thing I do is I go to the news. I'm like, I go to Google, like, yeah, this never fucking happened.
I wait till the end.
This is bullshit.
I wait till the end.
You want that suspense of disbelief for a moment.
Yeah.
You want to just pretend be in that world during the movie, during the production, and then when it's over, you're like, okay, it was all fake.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
all
then
right
I
with
don't want
that.
to sound stupid walking around going, oh my gosh, this true story happened.
That's what I have Jimmy Klein for, from Jimmy Klein Photography.
Yep. And also soon to be, I don't know if he named the name of his podcast.
He did.
He did.
So I Married a Nerd.
So I Married a Nerd.
Yep. Oh, it's coming out soon.
There you go.
Anyway, I watched a movie. I'm not going to say the name because it might be on the list. If not, it'll be the honorary mention. I watched this movie that claimed to be based on a true story. And I was like, I called Jimmy. I was like, Jimmy, I'm watching this movie. And then that's what he immediately does. Pulls up Google, starts looking for things. And within like 3 minutes, he's like, it's all bullshit, dude. It never happened.
Really?
And I was like,
Yeah, but
okay.
Tack,
I was going to say, though.
you were
it seemed a
telling him
little far-fetched.
Tron. So
I know, but, like you can't get sucked into a video game. Okay.
You telling me the dude isn't living in some video game?
Right.
it's just his visual projection of his self-image.
I got a cousin that would argue because he's sucked into video games all day long.
What makes you think you're not in a giant simulation world right now?
No,
Take the red pill.
Oh my God.
Take the red pill.
I have something to talk about that, but maybe I shouldn't mention it. I don't know.
Maybe we should get to a break so we
Let's
can all
take a
just have
break.
a
Let's
sweaty
take a
nerd
break.
moment, guys.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go hit the head. You guys good? We'll be back in
all
a few.
set.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys, go ahead, take a break. Well, jam out for a minute. We'll be back.
Jam out with your ham out?
This was fun, and you made it sick.
DJ Gil Lugo. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Make you put your hands up. Put your hands up. Make you hands up. Yeah, suddenly we all got our hands up. Yeah, suddenly we all got our hands up. Here we go now.
Hey, Tech, you ever have that conversation with your girl about where to eat dinner, and it always turns into that back and forth? I don't know, you pick.
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got an answer for you next time that comes up.
Oh, yeah? We're at.
The Salty Fox in Melbourne off of Oak Alley Boulevard.
Oh, nice. I've actually been there, and the food was pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, it was. They offer a great selection of paninis, shareable appetizers, soups and salads, and one of the best desserts I've ever had, the Funky Monkey.
Oh, yeah. My favorite was the vintage options. They got this meal called ramen noodle on crack. You just got to try it out.
Done. That's definitely what I'm getting next time.
Put the fun between your legs at the Salty Fox every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. with the Oak Alley Arts District Bike Crawl.
It's a 4-mile bicycle ride down Pineapple Avenue with stops for food and beer all along the route. Be sure to visit the Salty Fox every Sunday for brunch from 11 to 4.
Hey, isn't that the $10 bottomless mimosas brunch?
Sure is. Enjoy your brunch while the Salty Fox's DJ spins throwbacks and top 40 hits.
Salty Fox is located in the downtown Oak Alley Art District on Oak Alley Boulevard.
Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/saltyfoxmelbourne or online at thesaltyfox.net.
Hey listeners, be sure to mention you heard about the Salty Fox on our show and you'll get 10% off your meals.
Village Idiot Pub. You locals know about it. You guys from out of town have to check them out.
Village Idiot Pub is now a proud sponsor with Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 podcasts.
It's more than just about commercials, though. The cast here will be taking our show on the road to Village Idiot to record some episodes as well as hold events. They have over 30 beers on tap, including ciders and Hefeweizen, my favorite, as well as hundreds of bottle choices.
Adam, you forgot my favorite, all the delicious wine. So get your friends together and enjoy the board games, puzzles, and the giant Jenga.
Let the owner, Jason, as well as the rest of the staff there, take excellent care of your beer drinking needs.
Mention either one of our shows to the staff and get 10% off your tab.
Tuesday is open mic, Wednesday is trivia, Thursday is karaoke, Friday and Saturday night are live music.
Visit them at 4 Harrison Street, Suite 103, Cocoa, Florida, or Village Idiot Pub on Facebook. And don't forget, they are a dog-friendly location, so bring your friends, family, and fur babies.
Do you like sci-fi, AI, and technology? Do you enjoy going on tangents and down random rabbit holes of a subject? Then join me and my friends each week on Brokebot Mountain as some artificially intelligent people attempt to walk through a maze that explores themes of existence and free thought in sci-fi TV, movies, and books. The conversations are unique and bring an unusual perspective to the genre and can literally go anywhere. And we do mean anywhere. You can find us at blazingcariboustudios.com or look for Brokebot Mountain on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play, or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Hey, it's Adam. If you enjoy the hosts or the content of the Twisted 10, be sure to check out our other show. It's called Living Podcariously. While the Twisted 10 may get crass and explicit occasionally, it holds no water to Living Podcariously. We do get a little bit more rough and raw on that show. We have a lot of fun producing it and have had some awesome guests. And as always, thanks for listening.
And we are back, folks. I hope you enjoyed the break.
I did.
Yeah. I hope everybody's feeling relieved. Mm-hmm. Marilyn, we left you here to watch the equipment. Did anything move?
Everything moved.
Fantastic. So we are back. I am Jay. I'm actually hosting this week.
It's about time we had it back to us again sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a weird Twilight
just
Zone
did.
episode.
I did one, then we had another guest. And, you know,
And I wasn't here, though.
today we didn't book anybody specifically because we knew we had Dan Cummins and that was going to take up most of our day.
Yeah.
Who do we have?
Easy over there.
Every time you say it, it's just gonna.
Who do we have?
Dan Cummins.
Dan
Dan
Cummins.
Guys,
All right, well, you
This got weird. This got
say
really
it
weird.
like that.
you all are just having a real moment.
Rook
right
over here
now.
is getting all flush in the face. What's that mean?
It's been a good day, guys.
Spank bank.
Rook wants a little piece of Dan for later.
Andrea, did you like the beard on Dan? Did
Don't
you like
all
that?
of you guys though?
He did have a
You'd come home with Dan
fantastic beard.
Cummins.
I'd come home to that.
What?
Like yours.
You like mine? I was thinking about growing mine out like the big beard like Dan's got.
Oh, he wants to be
I
like
think he
Dan.
I want to
likes
be like
Dan.
Dan Cummins.
Dan's a handsome dude.
He is a handsome.
He has
man.
pretty eyes.
He does. He's so dreamy.
I don't need to show
Okay, I feel like this is getting off the rails. Excuse me, folks. This is about me.
Rein your shit back in. Rein your show
Holy
in, Jay.
shit. Let's focus, folks.
I'm
I
getting
was-
flushed.
Your beard is
Adam's
nice
fault.
too, Jay.
So recapping, thank you. My beard is fantastic. I use only the finest of cheap essential oils. So the list I'm doing today is top 10 movies based on true stories that are lying to you.
Is there a twist?
No twist. These are
okay.
all. I mean, it's a twist within itself.
It's a
Gotcha.
twist itself.
That's true.
So recap real quickly. Number 10, we have Fargo. Number 9, we have The Pursuit of Happiness, spelled incorrectly. Number 8, Open Water. Number 7 is Flight. And number 6 is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Which brings us down to number 5.
Number 5.
Cinco. Jay, that's for you.
Why? I feel like that was the last just for me, or
No,
was the
all of
whole
it.
thing for me? Okay,
All of it
That
was-
was just oddly spaced there.
Yeah, it was really
that
oddly-
interlude between was for you. I mean, that was letting you know what it was.
Okay,
Gotcha.
sure. We'll just be awkward all day long. Then we'll just talk about weird Oz and Dad.
We can go back to Dan,
Cummins.
yeah.
So we're not doing that.
Did you just call him Dad Cummins?
I've been calling
I
him
would.
Daddy in my sleep all week. Man.
was a little
Me
weird.
too.
Yeah. Well, you look like you wanted to call him that in more than just your sleep.
What a coincidence.
Daddy Cummins.
So again, number 5.
Yep.
Rein it back in, folks.
Number 5.
Number 5. We're going with Captain Phillips. Captain
Don't
Phillips,
tell me that.
released in 2013, directed by Paul Greengrass of Jason Bourne fame. Yeah, so we all remember that line from the movie, I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain. now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm also apparently full of shit.
That movie was so intense.
Yeah, it was so.
Oh my
Yeah, it was
God.
so. intense. You know what
it was in boats.
Oh, that's right.
Well, it was. The most intense part of that movie was them making it up. So the movie is based on Tom Hanks stars as the captain of the Maersk, Alabama ship that was hijacked by Somali pirates in 2009. That's it. That's it.
true?
That's all. That's true. Yeah.
Did
Well,
they-
except the Tom Hanks part. Tom Hanks wasn't actually on the
Oh,
ship. Yes.
okay. I was gonna say
So-
I don't know how he got that job too, and he
Yeah.
was still putting out films.
Did the pirates actually?
Yes, the
hijack
pirates
ship?
actually
Okay.
did hijack the ship. Navy SEALs did actually shoot the pirates dead to save him. But what the movie really misleads you in is thinking that Tom Hanks or Captain Phillips is the hero.
Yeah.
Like he put himself out there to save his crew and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
When they interviewed actual crew members on the Maersk, Alabama, they said that Captain Phillips basically invited the pirates to hijack their ship. He ignored several safety warnings, such as staying at least 600 miles away from the shore. When the ship was hijacked, he was less than 300 miles away from the shore.
Oh,
so
not good.
he did not pay attention to any of that.
That's mainly because they're just on like these speedboats. You know, they can't get out that far.
Yeah,
right?
they can't go out that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, they run out of gas real fast, but
Right.
they can absolutely make it to a big enough ship with. Yeah, they'll
If you're
totally
within
do that.
300. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Good lord.
Maybe he just wanted a movie.
Maybe he just wanted a movie named after. Maybe he just wanted to be that folk hero that got trapped in
It's
a
like,
mine
yeah, I'm
in
gonna
West
go for it.
Virginia.
I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah,
go in.
wanted Dan
pirates?
Fogarty to make that folk song about him.
You know, the actual Captain Phillips sits in a bar somewhere and talks to some chick, and it's like, "Did you see the movie? Yeah, I was the captain in that movie. The actual captain.
You're
in
not
that
Tom
movie.
Hanks.
Yeah,
That
You're
would
not
be
that
karma.
black guy.
'Cause I was the guy in
'Cause he
real
was
life.
the captain.
Yeah.
So you did all that stuff? Yeah, that's all me.
It's a true story.
Yeah, but see, you saw it based on a true story at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, see?
Meanwhile,
See? he's
he's bartering with them to
And crying in a corner.
save himself.
Don't shoot me. Shoot my crew.
Don't shoot me, bro. Think we're bros.
I'm the captain. Okay. Yes, sir.
So going down to number 4.
number 4.
Quadro.
Number four.
Now, well, I did mention before, some of these movies, it's not so much that they're full of crap. Sometimes they just need to sell a story, or they are just loosely based on true events. That doesn't mean that they're all bad. This is actually one of my favorite movies. Some of you, I'm sure, are pretty fond of it as well.
Okay.
Released in 1987, directed by Barry Levinson. Good Morning, Vietnam.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Vietnam.
And that's Goodbye to My Eardrums.
Sorry. Goodbye.
Good Morning Vietnam, obviously starring Robin Williams, one of his greatest roles. It is the story of Adrian, and I'm going to butcher this last name, Croner, I think is the way it's pronounced. Cronow, is that what it is? Okay, so Adrian Cronow, radio DJ during the Vietnam War. Cronow has admitted that the movie is more of an entertainment piece rather than a true-to-life biography.
Wow.
A lot of things he did tell Stripes magazine, which is the military periodical.
Yep.
Or the Military Times, is that what it is, right?
I thought it was Stars and Stripes.
Stars and Stripes. I'm sorry. Yeah. Stars and Stripes. Robin, he admitted to the Stars and Stripes that if he had attempted to do half the stuff that Robin Williams did, he'd still be in Leavenworth.
Jeez.
Just because all that stuff is, I mean, you're a soldier, so you have rules and you're only allowed to do so many things. And if you break those rules, especially in a war zone, no matter how inane the rule is, you're going to go to prison. So that's one of the things that are off on it. Also, in the movie, they kick him out of Vietnam because he just broke all the rules so many times. They just kicked him out. That didn't actually happen. Cronow was a good soldier, finished his tour, went home when his tour was over, and that was it. That's how the movie.
Wow.
That's how real life actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Hey, Jay. I met Robin Williams.
Yeah, I see you flashing the picture.
Yeah.
I see you flashing.
You see?
I see you holding it right next to your dick. No, I'm not staring at your cock, Adam.
Where was that? When did that happen?
Iraq.
That- yeah, it
he
looks
came
like
out on
Iraq.
tour out there. did a comedy tour, and when I was a contractor out there, I got to meet him, and I sniped a photo. Man, I went up hardcore.
Don't
to get
use that
photo.
word around Iraq.
Yeah,
I guess that's a
please.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to get individual photos.
Instead of saying I sniped a photo, just say what you really did. I creeped around really hard until I was able to steal a photo.
Kind of like
I
how
stalked
Marilyn
him.
did with Dan
Yeah.
Cummins.
Oh my god, that was no. You were the one
Why
posing
are
me
you
and
like
shit.
you're giggling like stop? I didn't stop. Whatever. You did.
You were like, show him some leg, put it on up
I
there.
didn't say that. He
Show
said
some
that.
leg. You're not
That
wearing
was
much.
you, Tach.
I didn't say show him some leg.
Yes, you did.
No, I would never suggest
Adam's
that.
the
Oh,
pervert,
really?
so it's probably him.
Yeah, I
think
believe
maybe
that
it wasn't
coming.
Adam.
That's
Maybe it
not
was
nice.
It was
Ray.
you, and then
No.
I said, Ray, show him some leg, and then Ray did.
Yeah, I never suggested
That
that.
was Zach.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that coming out of Adam. And your skirt is short enough. I don't think there's much more leg you can show without this becoming an NC-17.
Okay, sorry,
for
we're
those-
getting derailed again.
For those pictures, go to Living Podcariously's Facebook page later today. And you'll be able to see
Available only to Patreon subscribers. 'Cause that is
those are the
exclusive
special
material.
pictures, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be my new background.
So the next couple were actually, like I said, I did get a little bit of help from this one. So we're going to give a shout out to the Rook for coming through with the next two.
Nice.
She did a little bit of research, and we're going to share that. We're going to see how good the fruits of her labor actually are.
Oh, okay.
Number 3,
Number three.
Tres.
Three.
A Beautiful Mind.
What? I fucking love that
Whoa.
movie.
Such a good
Mind.
movie.
Yep.
I love that
one Adam
movie.
seen?
No. I know what it is, and I know the story, but I didn't see the movie.
The movie's
I've seen
great. It's
I've
so
seen-
It's
good.
such a good movie.
I've seen Good
Yes.
Morning
I think
Vietnam.
I actually have that movie.
It's
Really?
really good.
DVD,
in
yeah.
that giant.
Well,
love it.
the fact that he knows the true story and didn't watch the movie means he actually knows what really happened.
Maybe.
Does he?
Yeah.
No, don't grill me on this because I'll get everything wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Beautiful Mind, directed by Ron Howard, the great Ron Howard. Are we going to start Googling? Wait, did he die?
No. Don't start that rumor.
Ron Howard is still alive, doing very well with
Thank
his
God.
cousin Howard the Duck. So we're all fine. A Beautiful Mind, directed by Ron Howard, released in 2001. So the movie shows John Nash having elaborate hallucinations during the course of the film.
Yep.
He believed that he was a CIA agent and hallucinated his roommate and his child in real life. What did you write here?
What?
His roommate and child in real life.
No, his like
Great, you ruined the show.
he,
Damn,
Stop
Tag.
it was a period, and then continue it in real life.
Oh, that's a period. That looked like a comma.
Jeez.
Okay. No, no. They're actually, after child, there is no punctuation.
Well-
And I'm showing you your work.
That I did for you. So
I appreciate it. I demand perfection. If you're going to stick around.
How long did he have to do this?
What?
We actually just talked about
How
doing
many
this
months?
today.
Yesterday.
Well,
Yesterday.
technically,
Yeah, I confirmed it yesterday.
it's yeah.
But you knew it would happen sometime.
Yeah, I did know it would happen
okay. Well,
sometime.
I'm sorry, I forgot a period.
Oh, that's all right. Well, don't forget the
Don't-
next one because that gets spooky.
Don't ever tell.
hey.
Yeah, don't. Very
Yeah,
good. Don't
it's
ever
very
tell.
spooky for the
Don't
guys.
ever tell a man that. Scare him like that.
I missed a period. That's the quickest way to become single, young lady. If you want Daddy Danny to stick around, you're not going to want to miss any periods. Okay. So, I don't think I've ever seen her laugh this hard. All right.
I
So
hope Dan Cummins never hears this.
Oh, he listens.
That way, like when I try to get into a show, he's like, no,
we're gonna
no,
we're gonna
like-
we're gonna
Him and his
tag
wife
him.
will listen together.
We're gonna
I'm so sorry, Lindsay.
we're gonna cut this clip and send it to him.
Can we also say a disclaimer here that nothing ever actually happened?
Nothing ever
Just
actually
because
happened.
Probably
we
just
don't
gonna
want
be
his
adorable.
wife.
Yeah, no. In all seriousness, Mrs. Cummins, nothing actually happened. This is all in
Lindsay,
jest.
I believe is her
Something-
name.
Yes, yes.
Just
No.
based on his interview, something tells me she knows that.
Yeah. Dan was
seems- I'm sure.
pretty
Yeah.
stand-up
It
guy.
seems like he trusts. Yeah, it seems
Stand-up
like a
dude.
good, happy, healthy thing. But for all intents and purposes, yes, Dan was a perfect gentleman.
Yes.
I've never had anyone smile at me as he entered me so gingerly.
Gingerly.
Although
is he red down there?
I'll never tell.
All right, guys. You know he did.
He got
did-
mixed up. It was Tach, actually.
That explains why I didn't feel much.
Ah, damn.
Oh, burn.
It's true. It's
Sick,
true.
sick burn.
Although Dan did touch my dick, though. Sorry.
He did.
Yeah,
That's a true story.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did not touch my dick.
I'm sure he is too. All right.
Way different story there.
So let's get back to A Beautiful Mind.
Yes, yes, yes.
I feel like we're starting to get into we're still talking about a beautiful head, I guess. But
Wow.
Nothing better than
You
that.
broke her. You
Yep,
broke
I
her.
did. I just broke the rook. We're gonna need a new intern. Please send applications to Living Vicariously. Okay, so he hallucinated that he was a CIA agent. Hallucinated his roommate and his child.
The roommate's child,
Yeah,
not his child.
Oh,
Get to the mic.
hallucinated his roommate's
into the mic,
child. Got it.
There you go.
In real life, his illusions were actually auditory. He actually heard voices. He didn't actually have hallucinations.
Yeah.
So it's just all voices in his head. So
Yeah.
But it's hard
that's
to see that in a movie.
Well, I mean,
not if you're a
audio.
good enough actor.
They could.
Well,
Damn.
They could have just put it in like over.
Maybe
Like,
that
Yeah,
was
you
too
could
much
just
work.
done voiceover like get him. I mean,
Yeah.
The Shining was
It's
mostly
not
voices.
as exciting though.
It's been there, done
It's
that.
more.
though.
It's more exciting to see visual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah,
making
and-
shit up.
But I mean, yeah, that's
That's what makes it fun.
It's based on a true story, and one of the
Yeah.
key points of the true story was made up.
Yeah, that's what.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole
That's the
point of this.
problem.
You know,
Yeah.
in Friday the 13th, that whole chase scene, when you hear Jason coming through the woods, you know, they're actually saying words. The that thing.
Yeah.
It's chase, 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 kill, kill, kill.
Mhm.
And that is, sir, is how you bring a podcast to a screeching halt.
Yep.
That creeps me out.
One of the what was it? The love story in the movie also was a little less magical than it was in actual life.
Uh-oh.
He had
Isn't it
several
always?
homosexual experiences. Fathered a child with his mother, with another woman. Fathered a child with his mother. Yeah, we're getting back into porn.
I did not write that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a brother son.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is real life that you're telling us.
In
right
real life, yes. In real life,
Okay.
he had several homosexual experiences. Fathered a child with another woman. The movie kind of paints a picture that him and his wife, kind of continued on. They divorced
Jennifer
in
Connelly.
Yeah, they divorced in
What a stud.
1963. So yeah, that none of that actually happened in
split.
real life. Yeah, they split.
now. He just seems like he's just fuck anything that's out there.
Most guys
well,
do.
Yeah,
You have to do what's
Well,
best for the group. Sorry, that's from the movie. You have to watch the movie.
yeah.
It just seems like he was what's the term for somebody who has no sexual preference for orientation?
Asexual. Oh no, pansexual.
Trisexual.
Pansexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it should be try. They'll try anything.
Yeah.
Trisexual. I like that.
That was a good one.
Dad joke.
Hi, I'm
Dirty
Dad.
dad joke.
These
I'm
are
a
my jokes.
mom. That's a
Mom
joke.
Mom joke. Hi, she's mom. Those are her jokes. These are mom jokes. All right. Number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2.
We're getting into another classic. I feel like a complete asshole for not realizing this was based on a true story.
Peter Pan.
No.
What?
No. Directed by Robert Wise, released in 1965, starring Julie Andrews.
65.
Mary Poppins?
No, it's a musical film.
Oh,
It is a
it's
musical.
Sound of Music?
Sound of Music.
That's based on a true story?
Based on the Von Trapp family.
Yeah.
Well, I got you there, but I didn't see it in the news.
That
Sorry.
was a tough.
Well, the Von Trapps were an actual singing family. They were the original
Don't
Partridge Family.
Dear,
Yeah. Oh, see, you say it like that,
dear
now I understand.
Ray,
Yeah.
A drop of golden sun.
Yeah, so it's a story about their escape from
Yeah, I know the story of the
Nazi-occupied-
movie. Yeah.
Nazi-occupied Austria.
Yeah.
However, there are some key differences to this. And this is another one from the Rook, so please excuse any misspellings, mispunctuations. It's all right. No, in her defense, she actually has really nice handwriting. She's one of the few millennials I've seen that can actually write in pseudo cursive. So
It's right in full on cursive.
yeah, no, and that's cool because not many people your age can. So it's been a while since I've seen this. So please excuse me. It's been a while since I've had to decipher script. The names and ages of the real Von Trapp children were changed for the film. And mind you, this is the Von Trapp family, not the Von Stupp family made famous by Lily Von Stupp in Blazing Saddles, as we all remember.
I know who these Von Trapp kids are.
I thought you were gonna go back to the Von Stupps.
I never thought it was true though.
No, it's
While endearing.
yeah. The Von Trapp children were the names of the Von Trapp children were changed for the film. Lysel was not 16, going on 17. Maria was actually in West Side Story and a tutor to the children instead of the governess. They actually kept 3 children off of the movie in real life.
It's just too many on a stage.
Yeah, it's 10 children in the family. That's just way too much cash.
How much would it suck to be one of those 3 kids, though?
Yeah.
No, you guys gotta-
I didn't even make it on the moon. Yeah, you're the 5th Beatle, but in real life, like at
You're
things.
the 4th Jonas brother.
Yeah, exactly.
That
The 4th
nobody
Jonas Brothers. You're the
fucking
5th
cares
Beatle at Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frankie
Fourth
Jonas.
Hanson.
Cheaper
too?
by the
It's like
dozen.
the Goldbergs is based on the Adams family.
Yeah, yeah. Not
doesn't
Adams
have
family.
sister.
It is
Not in the Adams family.
The Addams family.
No, Adam.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
The little boy's family.
You right.
But he didn't have a sister. It was
Yeah,
a
so they
brother.
made one up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so they put in a sister instead of the brother just because it was better for the.
Better for
show.
TV. Yeah. It's better to see it a classic all
But
American
I love
family.
Erica, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the captain was also much more involved with the children than he appeared in the movie, and he loved music. They also, instead of crossing the mountains in Austria, which would have put them right back in Germany, they crossed a railroad track, which is where you get the classic phrase, the other side of the tracks. The wrong side of the tracks is Nazi-occupied Austria, which is where that's not where the phrase comes from. So I'm totally making that
I was
up.
like, wow, we just learned
Oh
something.
yeah, I really thought
Yeah,
that.
growing up on the wrong side of the tracks means you grew up in a concentration camp and you just didn't make it back. I knew Adam would be the only one to laugh at a Nazi joke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well done. Fled. In real life, they boarded a train into Italy. So that's how they got across. They left just in time. The Austrian borders were sealed the next day, and the Von Trapps were also married 10 years before they fled Austria. So, not
little kids.
exactly.
Interesting.
So that's number 2.
So what happened to
That's pretty
Julie
cool.
Andrews, though?
Julie Andrews went on to become Mary Poppins.
And then the Queen of
Who
She
Geneva.
then,
moved to a
who,
different
as we all
family.
know, huge spoiler for a movie that is out right now. Julie Andrews became Mary Poppins, who then became Yondu and saved Peter Quills, from his demise
Wow,
in
the
Guardians
things
of the
she
Galaxy.
has
I'm Mary
accomplished.
Poppins, y'all.
Mary Poppins
And
is a fucking hero. And
who's
blue
playing
now.
Mary Poppins in the new one? Kristen Bell.
No.
Mary
No.
Poppins.
Wait a minute, they're redoing Mary Poppins?
They're making
Yeah,
they're making a
spit
sequel.
Oh no, yeah, it's a sequel. The kids are like grown up, and then the
Really?
And she
Yeah.
comes back, takes care of their kids.
Who's
Yeah.
playing it?
Do they live together? Because that's kind of weird. Their brother and sister get together. Ew.
my money's on no.
They should stay out of the shark-infested water.
I think it's still
Jane
a
and Michael.
I think it's still a
Banks.
Disney movie
Jane
and
and
not
Michael,
a
that's
Pornhub
Peter Pan,
production.
isn't
So I'm gonna say that they probably didn't
Mary
hook up.
Poppins.
That's when
I
you.
just
It's in a
watched
song.
it.
Peter
Jane and
Pan.
Michael.
That's when you don't
Banks.
take the spoonful of sugar, Jay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they're
Don't take the
simple.
spoonful of sugar. It's not sugar. Relax, honey.
No.
All right.
You're right.
So
It's Jane and Michael Banks,
Banks.
and Jane and Michael and John Darling.
Not Jane, it's Wendy.
I mean Wendy.
Wendy
yeah,
Darling.
but if there's
Jane is her
Michael-
daughter.
Yeah.
Wendy grows up and
I am
Jane is
so
her daughter.
Yeah.
lost.
and as we focus back on me instead of Peter Pan,
You wear green tights though.
we're
Come
actually coming back to number 1.
Number one.
One.
Just like my-
one.
Just like my favorite game, Uno.
You've never truly tested a friendship until you played Uno with them.
You're so right.
And see
yes.
how many draw cards they stack on top of each other.
We
As soon as
played.
you see that draw 4, like, dude, I thought we were friends. What the fuck?
You guys are gonna laugh at me, but on like the last day of school, we played Uno in psychology because that's what you do, I guess. And it was like the most vicious game that I've ever seen. I didn't even know how to play Uno, but my 2 friends did. But they like knew very different rules for Uno.
How do you know how to play Uno?
there's
That's
only-
like one of the easiest games.
The cards
I didn't
tell
have
you
a
what to do.
childhood.
Oh, you did not have a
Her
child.
mom
yet.
was too busy giving her alcohol.
we could no. We can't
We've
air that.
learned
You're an only
poker.
child?
Forget Uno.
We can't air that.
Are you an only child?
Yes, you can.
Oh, are you
No,
sure?
You can't.
Have you not
all right.
been listening to her all day?
Yeah, but we haven't said that on the podcast at all.
Oh,
All right, hey, we're good. Hey, you gave approval. We're good then.
I went further. She was teaching her poker instead of Uno. Real life games.
are you an only child?
No,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Number one.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Good job, Tach.
Thanks for bringing that back. Released in 2008, directed by Brian Bertino, we have The Strangers.
Oh yeah, it was a good movie.
All right. So this one I actually have to give.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, of course you haven't seen it. That doesn't surprise anyone in here. This is actually the one that Anthony from Los Angeles, our listener, actually gave me for this.
Oh, cool.
So, The Strangers. Basic synopsis is a group of masked maniacs terrorize a family during a home invasion. That's basically it. It's creepy. It's a lot of suspense. It's people wearing like potato sacks on their heads. They got like smiley faces painted on them, and they're just like totally horrifying.
Sounds
I
this
thought it had.
familiar.
I like the towards the end. I don't know if you're going to talk about this or not, but towards the end where like the woman played by what's her name?
I don't know.
Oh, stand by. I've got it up right here.
Tyler, Steven Tyler's daughter.
Oh,
Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler.
Tyler, yeah.
She's in it, and she plays the wife or whatever, and she's like basically crying and bleeding on the floor while one of the killers is basically about to kill her. And
Mhm,
she's
keep
like,
going.
and she goes, "Are you getting off on this?"
I love Liv Tyler.
And and she goes,
as much
"Why
as you.
are you doing this to us?" And the killer just says, "'Cause you were home." And that was it. Like, that's fucked up
Yeah.
and creepy,
So the way this was inspired by a true story. So they would have you believe.
Yeah.
They would also have you believe that the Earth is round.
For more on that, listen to the Burn It Down podcast with Dan Cummings.
Dan Cummings.
Cummings, yes, that Dabs K can't pronounce, but he got it right.
You missed your ding on that.
So this movie is basically proof that you can slap a true story label on anything and turn a profit. The real events was actually inspired by the director's own life experience. One night, he lived in a home in the middle of nowhere, and this is as a child. One night, his parents were out. Someone knocked on the door, asked for someone that didn't live there. And that was it.
What? And then they left and went happily on their way.
They left. There was reports the next day that some homes were broken into. Apparently what was happening is that people were knocking on doors, and whoever didn't answer, they assumed wasn't home, and they broke in and robbed everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So that from that went to the strangers.
You could just picture that dude like growing up and being like, I could have been murdered, and everyone being like, no,
Yeah,
you
nothing
couldn't.
happened.
He was like, okay. I could have been.
So I mean that's based on a true story that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
In that regard, Game of Thrones is also based on a true story.
that did
What's
happen.
this?
Well, so here's the link here. So this director imagined something.
Wait, is this a bonus one right
no?
here? Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe in a loose way. No,
I
it's
have an
not. Because no
honorary
one
mention too, so-
Game of Thrones has never been marketed as being based on a true story. No, this movie was based on a true story, but it wasn't true. It's just something that the director made up because something happened.
Yeah.
So Game of Thrones was inspired by when George R.R. Martin was a kid growing up in Bayonne, New Jersey. He could see the lights of Staten Island, and he always wondered as a kid what was going on under those lights, and he created Game of Thrones. So who would have thunk that some kid's imagination of Staten Island would have led to Westeros? Which, if you're following Game of Thrones, yeah, that's a pretty big if you're familiar with Game of Thrones and Staten Island, it's a pretty big fucking leap. But in that regard, that could also be based on a true story because there were lights that did happen, and George R. R. Martin kind of imagined what was under those lights. So it's based on a true story according to the people who gave us The Strangers.
Yeah, you could use that logic for literally anything.
You absolutely could. Yeah, you could call anything that happened based on a true story. Oh, yeah, someone was eaten by a shark like 5,000 times in the last 3 years. So we'll call it open water and say it's based on a true story.
The next thing you're going to tell me is that Purge is really not based on a true story.
Oh, that is.
Oh, it is.
So
I
is
do
the
have
human centipede, right?
Ugh. I still want to get her to watch that, by the way. I still want to get her to watch it.
the
I will never watch that
Isle of
movie.
Dr.
It's
Moreau
rough.
also. So we have an honorable mention apparently.
Yes, thank you.
One that I didn't get.
Did you ever see that movie? The reason why I bring this one up is because, well, it's called Third Kind.
Close Encounters of the Third
No,
Kind.
no, not Close Encounters.
No.
It's just called Third Kind.
Are you sure it's third or fourth kind? I think I know what movie
Fourth
you're talking
kind.
about.
Yeah, the fourth.
kind.
Yeah, it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and then there was the fourth.
fourth kind, yeah.
That was fucking freaky.
But the reason why I bring
That one
it
I
up,
have seen. I have seen that one, by the way. I'm going to
Yeah.
say that one now.
That
See,
one's not on
The
the list.
alien one.
yeah,
Right, it's not
they
on the list.
basically, because they come on at the beginning of the movie with this
Gross.
disclaimer, yeah, and they come on, they're like, okay, this story is real. Like they make it very clear. This is a true story. This is real. We're showing actual events because they put like supposedly real footage next to like cinematic footage and saying this is real. They do this whole like probably a full minute disclaimer warning people that this is a true story. This is real.
They Blair Witched it.
Yeah. And then, so I was watching this. I'm like, no fucking way. And this is the one where I called Jimmy. I'm like, have you seen this movie? Because it's claiming to be a true story. And Jimmy immediately looked it up. Within 20 seconds, he was like, no, it's all bullshit. In fact, the woman that claimed to be the actual person in the footage, who was supposed to be the real person who actually dies at the end, spoiler alert, is an actress. And he actually found the actress online. And she's actually a friend of his on Facebook, and they've chatted.
Oh, really?
He chats with a ghost.
With a ghost.
That is crazy.
So thanks to Jimmy Klein.
You know, the most important part about this tax story that he just told us is that every time he has a question about a movie, he doesn't go to Google. He goes to Jimmy.
Basically, Google.
Jimmy is amazing online. Like as far as like if you want to look into something.
What he's
online-
saying is that Jimmy knows how to use Google.
So I should have
no.
called him about finding me an Italian cabbie.
Yeah, probably. Wait, I got you Italian cab numbers.
You did, but they didn't like us because we didn't speak Italian.
Oh, well, sorry.
Sorry, that tickled me.
That's a good list, dude.
All right, so yeah, that's my list, folks. Yeah,
That was awesome. I loved it.
That was a
Love it,
fantastic
love it.
list. I like that we did two things there. We went back to our roots. So being one of us being the host, and we used a listener's input to create the list.
Yeah,
that was
guys,
awesome.
That's what happens when you listen to Twisted 10. Maybe you have an idea. Maybe we like it. Maybe we do it. I don't know. Maybe we say, fuck you. We don't know. You don't know unless you send it in.
That's right.
So send us in your recommendations. We'll try to do everything we can to have you come on with it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Anthony this time around. But huge shout out to him one more time. And we'll get you on sometime, bud. We appreciate the heads up on
Thanks
this.
for the input, Anthony.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you can hit us up on the Facebook page, or you can email us at thetwisted10@gmail.com.
Yep. And next week, just to give a little teaser for the 19th, well, that's a recording day, but we have a very, very cool special guest that's going to be coming in studio with us. His name is Chris Crespo. He runs a podcast called Cinema Crespediso out of Orlando area, Central Florida area.
I'm happy. I'm surprised that out of all the words that do exist that Adam can't pronounce, that's the one that's made up that he had no problem. Yeah.
Well, we have living podcariously, another fake word that he has no problem with. So.
I'm good with that one too.
That's a real word.
It's our real word. What do you
It
do
is now.
off the podcast?
It's right there.
No,
on
my
the
my phone now autocorrects to podcariously.
Yeah, mine
like
does
it knows
too.
it, so.
But mine autocorrects that to THTT. It's retarded. I need to get a new phone.
I get numbers all the time.
By the way, we also have for next the week after that for Living Podcariously. I know this is the different show. However, Hot Pink will be back here in studio with us.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
June 26th, Monday night.
Also, you can follow us on Twitter at the Twisted 10. Also, I forgot to mention this on Living Podcariously. We are on Instagram now as well. So Twisted 10 is on Instagram as well as Living Podcariously.
How do they find us there? It's at Twisted 10?
Well, there's no ats. It's just
just search
Living
Twisted.
Yeah, search for the
Podcariously
Twisted 10
and
Living
then the
Podcariously.
Twisted 10.
I'm
So-
not the social media savvy kind of guy.
So, yeah.
I know
Because you're
Facebook.
so old.
But follow us there.
know.
Yeah. It's all kinds of, we put pics up all the time and little videos sometimes too. So
And we got some likes by Dan Cummins on our Twisted 10.
yeah.
Cummins.
We've had conversations on there. So, yeah.
Well, Virgo, who's next out of our group? So I just went. You just went.
I think-
Jay.
Oh, Rook has
wants
her
to do
hand
it?
up.
Rook wants to
I have a
go.
list. I have it already ready.
Look at her offering
Oh,
herself
okay.
up as tribute. All right, so in about 5 months, we'll have the next opening.
Yeah.
Legitimately,
I do
we've
have
got.
I have a list that I've been dying to do for months. So, but I didn't have it ready like you
Maybe
did, so.
we can do a double header.
No, not in the time frame we have.
Yeah, we don't have the time for it.
If I get higher pitch, does it help? It's about as high as I
Yeah,
can go.
no, higher pitch doesn't mean we're not leaving before 1 a.m. No, it's not happening.
All right. Well, cool. Hey, real quick, another thanks to Dan Cummins for coming into Living Podcurious this week, as well as his past episode of The Twisted 10. Also, thank you so much, Wagon Wheel Pizza and Marilyn for hooking that connection up with us. We thank you very much for that.
Absolutely.
Wagon Wheel Pizza, you're going to hear a few ads on some of our shows for them here coming up in the near future. Did a little bartering for some catering, just saying. Thanks again, Wagon Wheel.
Your stock is rising, Rook.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Podcast Radio Network.
That's it. I thought we were harmonizing. No, you missed your chance.
You missed it, Tach. Yeah.
All right, I'm Andrea Joy.
I'm Jay Alvarez.
I'm Tach.
I'm Adam, and our guest in studio.
Marilyn Costa.
Thanks for listening to us tonight, guys. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Peace.
Wait. Don't hit stop on the episode just yet. Hey, this is Tach from the podcast you just listened to. And if you enjoy Living Podcariously or The Twisted 10, then you're going to love my new podcast I co-host with my lifelong buddy, Ron Caniff. It's called You're 40, Now What? It's about the trials and tribulations of turning 40 and just getting through life. So check it out on iTunes, Google Play Music, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks. Now go give someone a mouth hug.